Rashta follows Sovieshu to his room while thinking how cruel the Navir is after marrying another king after the divorce, causing ridicule for Sovieshu. Rashta sympathizes with Sovieshu, who is shocked by the situation and leans against a table, breathing hard. Rashta reveals to Sovieshu that Prince Heinlei's letter friend is actually the deposed empress. She explains that she had been trying to protect the empress by pretending to be Heinlei's letter friend. As Sovieshu stared at her weeping form, his expression became strange. The imperial family scandal spread across the country. No divorced empress had ever done so, and the emperor still had a visible position. Empress Navir, known for her cool demeanor and intelligence, remarried the king of the West, causing shock and speculation about her future as a queen. People divided over Navir's remarriage, with some supporting it and others arguing it was crazy. Some wanted to prevent it, suggesting she keep her carriage. Heinley suggested the family move to the Western Kingdom, but they declined. The family found Heinley's speech awkward, and Marquis Ferrang found the situation amusing. He opened the front door, but froze. Navir noticed a line of guards surrounded the gate, and the family was left questioning what was happening. Marquis Ferrang finds the Troby's mansion surrounded by Emperor's knights. Navir tries to go outside, but the knights block her way. Heinley approaches, threatening that keeping the king and queen of the Western Kingdom in custody will cause diplomatic problems. Sovieshu arrives at the gate, claiming Heinley has taken another person's wife. Heinley and a playboy king accuses Sovieshu of causing disturbance and seducing Navir. Navir claimed that she is the one that proposed to Heinley, but Sovieshu if she trying to get revenge on him and that Heinley is only using her. She confesses that she and Heinley is using each other, but she noticed that Heinley became shocked and quiet after what she said. Navir apologizes to Heinley and then turns to Sovieshu, who is furious. Sovieshu told her that she is the one that he wants to be with, but Navir answered that if she is the he want to be with, then why did he divorce her? Sovieshu became quiet. Sovieshu apologizes to Navir for sending him to a novice, but she remains numb. Heinley speak that he now have enough time to know more about Navir. Sovieshu become more angry after hearing those words. Marquis Karl addresses him, stating there are too many eyes around. Sovieshu blinked and looks around. Sovieshu gritted and retreated from his carriage, leaving the knights in the mansion. The queen and Heinley returned inside, and the queen's mother asked her to disguise herself as a maid to avoid being trapped. However, this plan proved futile, as the guards only targeted the queen and Heinley. The queen's parents tried to plead for her release, but Sovieshu refused. The queen was worried that her imprisonment would worsen Heinley's reputation, as he had remarried a former empress. Heinley, who had previously spoken about a political marriage, informed the queen that he was not thinking of her as a political partner. Marquis Karl warns Sovieshu about the danger of a potential international problem if King Heinley is trapped in the Eastern Empire capital. He warns him not to let the relationship go wrong and urges him to send a congratulatory gift to show his generosity. Marquis Karl, a secretary of the Eastern Empire, asks Sovieshu to send a congratulatory gift for King Heinley's wedding anniversary. Sovieshu argues that sending a gift when a wife remarries another man is ridiculous. Sovieshu slams his desk, knowing he cannot keep King Heinley and Navir, who are approved for remarriage by the high priest. Sovieshu and Navir had been together since childhood, but she remarried and left her, thinking about it making him more angry with Heinley, who he believes seduced Navir. Sovieshu summoned Duke Elgi, who was a friend of King Heinley. Duke Elgi is asked to take King Heinley from the Troby mansion, despite the bitter feud between him and Sovieshu. Sovieshu aims to preserve his pride by rescuing Heinley, and Duke Elgi agrees. Sovieshu then instructs his secretaries to find a law prohibiting empress remarriage, focusing on history, code, and etiquette. Duke Elgi travels to Troby's mansion to gain Sovieshu's favor and trust. He considers his friendship with Heinley, who is infatuated with Navir. They maintain a cooperative relationship, but gaining Sovieshu's trust would hurt Heinley. Restoring both Heinley and the former empress would cause Sovieshu to distrust him. Duke Elgi wonders what will happen in the end. Navir went to see Duke Elgi and asked him if it was Sovieshu who sent him, and he answered that she had a good intuition. But Navir asked to talk to her before going to Heinley. The Duke agrees and follows her. In a garden, Navir questions Duke Elgi's friendship with Miss Rashta, who is suspected of harming the people of the Eastern Empire. She asked the Duke to tell her Rashta's doing in the future, doesn't care about Rashta's actions, but doesn't want her to destroy the Empress position or the people of the Eastern Empire. She asked to keep a secret from her parents and Heinle due to her difficult situation. Duke Elgi sighed at her request. He already chose Soviesha command, but his conscience stabbed him and concluded to take Heinle with Navier. He told her to go to the back entrance of her room to escape. Navier is surprised by Duke Elgi's reaction and thanks him for helping her escape. Duke Elgi and Heinle appear after a few moments. Heinle wonders why her parents aren't there, but she explains that she have spoken to them. The carriage parks by the back entrance, and the Duke boarded the carriage. Duke Elgi shuts the door before Heinle gets on, and Navier was surprised to find a large empty space inside the carriage bench. He points out a secret box, requiring her to enter it. The knights didn't notice the former empress's escape until 2 days later. Soviesha pushed his secretaries to cancel her remarriage, but only the high priest had authority. They searched records and law books, but no alternative solutions were found. But then they suggest that the emperor cancel the divorce as the only solutions left. He explained that canceling a divorce would lead to a double marriage, which would automatically annul the remarriage. Soviesha laughed as he couldn't cancel the divorce, as the empress was infertile and he needed a successor. Soviesha decides to visit Navier at the Troby mansion, but she's not there. He accuses Duke Elgi of stealing the empress, possibly during his attempt to take King Heinle. Soviesha orders men to search every gateway and seize any woman resembling the empress. Heinle helps the queen up and they discuss their journey to a border town. She taken their surroundings, including her brother's exiled place, Lux. Duke Elgi told her that he can no longer accompany them, and the queen thanks him for his help. Navier and Heinle were welcomed by McKenna, who was with many guards. She wonders if the guards caught her in an awkward moment, and wonders how she will be perceived in the Western Kingdom. Heinle believes she will be loved by everyone, and she answered she is a bit excited, but Heinle tends to overestimate her. Heinle condemns a knight named Sir Unum for saying to his face, together with Navier, that he personally bringing the queen over, referring to her as one woman. Heinle warns him about a man willing to risk his life for a few words. Unum apologizes, but adds malicious words, implying that he was in danger while escorting Lady Navier. Unum also added that the queen's bedroom is not ready until they get to have wedding. Heinle was on a verge of anger after hearing this. But she understands the knight because he is only concerned about Heinle, who is detained in the Eastern Empire while trying to bring her to the Western Kingdom. She believes that Heinle should not continue to take her side. That's why she gripped his arm. She believes that to earn recognition and trust, she must earn the recognition of the people in the Western Kingdom. She smiles and speaks softly, stating that she must follow the rules of the Western Kingdom. Sir Unum, who initially hesitates, apologizes without giving up his suspicious expression. She asks Sir Unum where should Shet stay. He answered that she can use a room for distinguished guests, but she refuses due to her status as queen. McKenna suggests she and Heinle share the same bedroom, but a lady in a blue dress, Krista, greets her and suggests she stay in the queen's detached palace. She accepts and follows her, feeling disconcerted as she never expected the former queen to be in the royal palace. Krista asked Navier if the rumor is true that she married Heinle after being divorced, and she answered without hesitation. Krista smiles but becomes sad and confused. Then a courtier greets Krista and calls her queen. Krista is surprised and corrects her, but the courtier explains that Krista has continued to play the role of queen, and the new queen is a foreigner who loves her country. Krista is the only queen for them. The courtier doesn't understand anything. Krista seemed want Navier to step forward and answer the courtier, but she didn't do anything and remained silent. Upon reaching the detached palace, Krista expressed concern and apologized about her situation and the courtier's support. Krista is hesitant to leave after showing the entire interior. She asked a favor to Navier to avoid changing any of the courtiers as they are from retirement age and are considered good workers. Navier tries to maintain neutrality, but she only plans to leave those who work in places where there is no contact with her. Krista's expression darkens and apologizes for asking for too much. Heinle admits to being imprudent in traveling to the Eastern Empire alone in front of the officials and courtiers. He was angry how they treat Navier upon arriving to the palace. He added that he admired and adored Navier. He argued that Navier is Western Kingdom queen, but people still considered Krista as the queen. Marquis Ketrin, a cousin of former Queen Krista, refuted this, but Heinle reassured him that he would take care of those who couldn't treat her as the queen. She receives a bouquet of jewels from her husband, Heinle, who claims the Western Kingdom is the capital of jewels. Navier accepts the gift, feeling embarrassed, while Heinle is happy just because she accepted his gift.